Okay, I just hit the record button for my very first podcast, and I've literally just decided to do it because clearly I'm just here as raw and real as possible, which I often am in my Facebook lives in my group. And I just went, fuck it, it's now or never. And so, like, literally, cheers to me for doing that with my glass of wine. And the idea is this is me being spontaneous and just getting shit done. And so, a little intro here. I'm not going to go on for that long today, probably about 20 minutes just to give you a bit of a background on who I am and maybe why I'm here. I don't know. I'm just going to go with the flow for now. And then the idea was every Monday I'll be here with a brand new episode for some mindset hacks, life hacks, whatever you want in relationships, emotions, life in general, all that kind of stuff. How to love your life authentically, live it true to you. So you're just feeling fulfilled no matter what. So, like the last 2 years, for fuck's sake, thank God they're kind of over in inverted commas, right? Um, and so I have always wanted to do this, and I guess is one of the lessons I've learned. I should have done it sooner. So maybe that you can take some of my lessons as, advice for you too to just start, because I have been waiting for things to be perfect for a long fucking time. The perfect name, has anybody else got it? Am I going to video it? How am I going to do it? I don't even know if the audio is going to be any good here. I'm just doing it because done is better than perfect. And over the last, I'm looking at what year is it and how long I've been in the entrepreneur space. I've been working for myself for, 15 years, and in the entrepreneurial space, nearly 10. So you kind of want to be everything's got to be perfect. I remember the first video I filmed for a blog in my email list when I was in Bali, probably 7 years ago now, and the kids and my girlfriend was there with the camera. And I can't remember how many goddamn takes we did for me to get it perfect. And now it's just like, whatever. It doesn't even matter. So I want that to be your first lesson, is just do it. It's done is better than perfect. Isn't that some, comment that you often hear out there on the entrepreneurial space? And guess what? I probably had fears of being seen, fears of being judged. And I just went, you know this better than anyone, because I help people with the therapy work that I do get rid of these limiting beliefs or these stories that they're telling themselves. I went, just fucking do it. And literally I've just got off a Zoom because I'm doing this deep dive breath work thing that a mate sent me to do it. I've always wondered why people talk about cacao. Like, what the fuck is with cacao, for God's sake? Powdered chocolate. I've got no idea about it. So I thought, put it out to the universe. I'm going to find out about what if the people give a shit about a cacao ceremony. Next minute, universe delivers. Here's an invite to a breathwork journey, which I used to think was bullshit. So I love calling myself out on my bullshit too. I'm a massive fan of meditation. You think that was hippie shit and a bit of woo-woo, like what the fuck? Eyes closed. How on earth is that beneficial to you? Well, let me tell you, 10 years ago when I was a red hot mess riddled with anxiety, when my marriage was ending, and I was just like, what? I cannot do life like this. And that's what opened my journey to spirituality, and I don't know if I call it enlightenment. I don't know if I'm enlightened, it's just spiritual side of things. And I started following Deepak Chopra, and I'd heard about him through Tony Robbins and stuff, and I was like, okay, let's give this a go. Like, I'm at my wit's end. I'm this red hot mess, and I've got nothing else to lose because I'm at rock fucking bottom. So I did it. And I've been meditating. I did the Deepak Chopra stuff for a guided meditation for about 6 months. And then I learnt transcendental meditation with the most beautiful, amazing meditation teacher, Suzanne Edwards. She has a beautiful meditation practice in Mornington. So if you needed to want to learn something really deep and transformative, she's just the bomb. She had no idea I'm mentioning her, by the way, either. So that's, I guess, why I just wanted to do this, to go, life, you have so many beliefs about yourself that you're not good enough, that you can't do certain things. I never thought I could be an entrepreneur. I never even actually consider myself an entrepreneur until a girlfriend said to me when I come to this divorce holiday concept, you know, you really are an entrepreneur. When I had up this Suddenly Singles was my Suddenly Single Holidays was my first journey into entrepreneurship and taking people and guiding people on a divorce holiday to Vegas. And when I became known as the divorce go-to girl, again, it was when I'd been, my backstory, I suppose, with me is I was a travel agent for nearly 20 years and loved it. Got in, I think, at a good time when the airfares were super bloody cheap. You could get anywhere for like nothing or $100 or something. And then I was just like, you know what? I want something else. I want to do something else. I want to just be more than, I would always say to myself, I want to be more than a 50-year-old travel agent. I don't know why I'd said that back then. I don't know how old. But I just sort of thought, oh, you know, that's what I've been for so long. Maybe that's all I'll ever be. But I just had this inkling inside me. And anyway, when I went through my shitty divorce, I did a talk in front of 120 people called How to Rock Your Divorce, which I will probably do a specific podcast on. And there's been a lot of other stuff in my life that's, I guess, tried to kick me in the guts. Some childhood trauma, some bullying, shitty fucking divorce. And yeah, it's been challenging. But I've bounced back because you have to bounce. Well, no, bouncing forward. And again, that'll be another podcast topic because why do you want to go back? Fuck that. I want to be bigger, better than before. So I've got better skills and resilience in me to bounce forward, not go back. Anyway, which is why the last 2 years, we don't want to go back to normal. Fuck that. So I want something different. Anyway, I digress, which I probably will, and that's okay on this first episode. So when I was studying entrepreneurship in Sydney, and my coach at the time was trying to come up with these concepts, get that divorce holiday business off the ground as an offshoot from what I was doing. And I remembered speaking to one of my coaches within a travel company, and I told her what I wanted to do, and she was like, oh, you can't go and coach people. And I was like, oh. And I can still to this day tell you where I was sitting when she said this to me, right? I literally felt myself go back into the box, that invisible fucking box, right? I went back into my box and went, okay, I can't do that. That's okay. Yeah, sure. And then I don't know when after that I went, oh, fuck, I can. If other people couldn't do it, then why can't I? So when I was with this other coach, she goes, Renee, just go be the divorce go-to girl. And it was like she was giving me permission to do what I'd always wanted to do, or not what I was feeling inside. I wanted to help these women through a divorce, because back then, me being the red hot mess, 3 months, 6 months later, people were saying, shit, what have you done? You know, you look amazing. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess are you supposed to look like a bag of shit? Mind you, I did look like a bag of shit for quite a fucking while. Didn't want to get out of my pajamas, didn't want to leave the house because I had nothing left to give, but did some inner work, so super important. Got my shit together. And yeah, got rid of some dead weight, emotionally and physically. And life has never been better, really. And it's not to say that. I guess I just have always, since then, stayed true to myself and what do I want, and am I honouring myself in my life? And so she gave me permission. I felt like it was an internal switch was turned on to go, yes, go do that, go be that. And I never ever thought I could do something I was passionate about. I mean, shit, I'm just some chick from the suburbs, right, of Melbourne. I'm not, I thought following your passion, right, was for the rock stars and sports elite and musicians. I didn't think that was just for someone like myself. And anyway, I went, okay, I guess I can do that. I felt like she literally gave me permission. So I did it. And that was my journey into this space of entrepreneurship, coaching, healing, evolving, reinventing myself, helping others, because back then I then started a program Beyond the Boot Camp, which got picked up in the media, which is then when I got being labeled some divorce guru, and that's been the most of my life, is helping people, women and men, through that sort of time. And then I've evolved a lot over the years and studied like whole different coaching modalities, therapies, trauma therapy, resource therapy, so many different modalities to help people heal. And I actually do love speaking. I do love getting up on the stage and having presenting, and I would love to do much more of that. And I've always wanted to write a book. And when I was doing some manifesting the other day, I literally wrote down podcast and book, like, this is the year to get this shit done. And because I'm not turning 50 this year with regret, like, no fucking way. And I'm going to make sure that all the things I've always wanted to do on my bucket list before I'm 50 are ticked off. And there's a few little things on there, like getting my motorbike license that I wanted to do. And I, have always wanted to write a book. And my book about getting over divorce is like, actually, the manuscript is sitting on this table somewhere. And yeah, so that's me for the year. I suppose my putting it out there, and again, who I work with is, I guess these days, who really wants help to up-level their life? Is it something in life that's holding them back, that they're not really aware of, or relationship emotions that they're holding on to? So there's the therapy side of things. The coaching side is getting people just empowered as fucking who they are, who they want to be, not who society says, because there's so many shoulds, like, I never was that girl who wanted to grow up and get married and have kids, right, in a house. I never wanted any of that. I'd never even really thought about it because I was just always this kind of free spirit. And, having kids is one of the best, hardest fucking thing I've ever done. And I decided to have them wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, right back to back. So it was like having twins. And they're amazing. Like, oh my God. And because I do things raw and real, like my daughter is sitting over there, the dog's in the lounge room. I don't even know where my son is, mother of the year here. Think he's at footy training somewhere. But that's what I want to bring to this, because at the start of 2020, I was doing a collaboration with someone I had looked up to, probably put on a pedestal. And look, we did a couple of episodes and it didn't really go well because I got really sick emotionally because I was in a relationship that I wasn't happy in. And that made me emotionally sick. And look, the time zones kind of clashed, and she got a bit shitty that there was noise in the background. I was like, well, fuck, I've got kids working from home. We're in lockdown. Like, come on. And that, when I pulled out of it, because it just intuitively didn't feel right. I mean, I got blocked on Facebook, so like, oh, what the fuck? Like, come on, grow up. And I just plan on being raw, real. If my kids interrupt, if the dog barks, big deal. Does it make it wrong? No, who cares? And this is where people need to get off that bloody high horse of perfection. Like, I got no makeup on, my hair's just up in a goddamn bun. And like, it doesn't matter, because I'm here I just know in my heart of hearts, I want to help people just live an empowered life of staying true to you, knowing who you are, and having those boundaries to say no to people, a big fuck no, no thank you as well. And I'm not going to say sorry, because I hate that word. We don't really mean it. Yes, my language, well, my mum is going to say, Renee, it's appalling. Whatever, it is what it is, and I bring you me, and I'll be raw, real, and authentic as fuck as possible. And that's when you get the best of me, because I am who I am. When you see me on the street, when I'm on Facebook, like, I have no interest in changing for anybody other than if I decide it's time to up level, to do something myself. No way. So I want other people to have that strength within themselves to just do you. Do you. You are you, uniquely you in your ways. And that's where you get your power in life, I firmly believe. And if you want to go to work and work for somebody else 9 to 5, then great. As long as you're happy. And the whole shooting on us, like when I was saying, I didn't want to have that. But then I remembered someone saying to me at a party one night, oh, Renee, I think you need to get a boyfriend. And literally, again, I can remember these little moments of, oh, shit, that little voice inside going, okay, I must get a boyfriend. Anyway, next minute, had a boyfriend. Next minute, I suppose you're thinking we've been together this long, must get engaged, must move in, blah, blah, blah. Do the shooting thing of, oh, you should do this, you should do that. I should buy a house together. And I kind of probably went along somebody else's plan. It wasn't really my beliefs to ever have that. I loved living in the city, but I relocated to goddamn gorgeous Balnarring, beautiful Victoria, which I'd probably rather live there now. But again, I wasn't staying true to me. I was just doing the next best thing because I had thought that is what I should do. And we had been together, we should get married. And the reality is, like, I was thinking about ending it long before he proposed. And it's not about him either being a bad guy. I mean, we don't have a good relationship now either, but whatever. Like, it is, I did the right thing at the time. I'll never regret it because I have got, like, my life has been an amazing lot of lessons. Sure, I'd probably rather have not had some of the lessons I've had in life to be this version of me, because I would have been another version, but this is what my hand in life is. And so I'm okay with that. However, now I make decisions very differently. And that's what I was saying, like, you having boundaries and knowing what they are for yourself, trusting in your intuition. Ladies, that is your sixth sense. Men, it's your instinct, right? When you just have that feeling. But so many of us have been told to, like, no, feelings, no, got to think about it. No, you fucking don't. Stop the thinking. There's a beautiful saying, like, the longest journey from your head to your heart. And it's so true, because when I was doing a immersion in this body movement practice I'm learning a few weeks ago, my goodness, it was so hard to get out of here, the thinking mode, what I should be doing, and get into the heart, into the body. And for people who out there are listening, you know, if all you're doing is thinking and talking about your stuff, your trauma, your problems, your significant emotional events, the stresses in your life, you're actually strengthening neural pathways in your brain to the problem. And that's why sometimes people get stuck for so long, because all your stuff, your trauma, your beliefs, your stresses, your emotion are in your body. And I will do a video and show you how to uncover some of that stuff in your body too. But that is where the stuff gets stuck. When we go through something, when adrenaline is in our body, it gets stuck. The brain doesn't work properly. And again, I'll go into more details later, but the adrenaline, the cortisol in your body gets here, and the brain can't store events as being over in a memory. So that's why the body holds stuff. Often people have weight issues, aches and pains, gut issues, because the stuff's all there. So you've got to get into the body, learn to trust in the body, and then work in that. And that's that subconscious mind part of you, rather than consciously. And science says it's about 12% conscious brain, 88% subconscious. So you've got to be working in there. And getting those two in alignment and agreeing with where you want to go is key to your transformation that's lasting as well, because you can decide to change anything. Again, it's a thought. You can still decide to do and take action, aligned action that supports it. But don't make where you're at wrong either. Like, soften it. Soften where you are and just go, you know what? It's okay. I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. Because if you weren't, you'd be somewhere else. Let's be real. And things have happened for a reason, either your choices or things that have happened to you or for you. You're here. So take a breath. Big belly breath in. Oh, and sigh it out. And again. And again. And just... it's okay where I'm at. And then it's all about redirecting your focus on where you want to be. What do you want to happen next? Just a baby step. What's your next step? Not 10,000 steps ahead. And ladies, I know, and people always want a plan of every single fucking step. You don't need it, because all you need to know is what's the next couple of steps, because then everything can change and you need to be flexible with stuff like that. So that's how life's going to work best for you, rather than thinking it's got to go a certain way. It must look like this. Controlling, stop it. Stop controlling yourself, your relationship, your partner, your kids. You fucking can't, because the only person you can control is you, and you need to master you. And I'm sure as shit learning that the hard way at the moment with the teenage son. Any single parents out there with a teenage son, by God, come and join me with a wine, because we need it. Because surely the answer is at the bottom of a bottle somewhere. No, I'm clearly just joking. It is not. I'm actually going to give this shit up in a few weeks when I'm in a totally different location. So yeah, come on, give me questions. Give me some topics you'd like to talk about. And we'll just see where this podcasting journey takes us. And yeah, do the best version of you. Love your kids, love your dog, love your peoples. And take a breath. Because life, it's what we make it. And it's about learning how to have a vision for the life you want to create, and holding on to that vision of life rather than the circumstances or what is going on in that present moment. And I think we can all do a bit of that, especially what's been going on over the last 2 years. And still to some degree, I guess, there's the after effects of whatever's going on. And I would love to hear from you about any kind of topics you want to hear about, any emotions you want to discuss, or how-tos, or what-tos, or what not to do's. I am here. I'm an open book. My name's Renee Cat. This is how you live, empowered as fuck, staying true to you and doing you, so you get to live a kick-ass life. And I will see you next Monday. Wherever you're listening in on the world, tongue twister. And yeah, here's to this journey and, me ticking something off my bucket list.